First set of the day, I would say so far that is truly high level, because Kreutz, I would say that there are 10 or so people who I think are really likely to be winning the tournament, and Kreutz is one of them. Kreutz is definitely a top 5 player right now. And Szop is about as good as you can possibly be without being in that tier. But he's good enough to make the upset, because Morphin, a player who is similarly skilled to Kreutz, managed to lose to Szop just a couple weeks ago. And already, turn 1, and we have a crazy difficult setup, and boom! Szop makes it through! The pressure is on Kreutz. If he goes down early on, it's gonna be rough, but Kreutz, no problem, makes it. Wow! If this is the level of difficulty that we're gonna be seeing every round, I cannot imagine what this map is gonna look like in a few turns. Alright, this is a good opportunity. This is a good opportunity for anyone watching who's not familiar with the free play protocol. Anytime the level is made impossible, you go into free play, you remove it, save the level locally, go to the treehouse, and then you're gonna set it back to party, change the game rules, and boom, we are ready to go. Szop has a lot of potential with this trigger spike. I don't mind that placement. Definitely don't mind that placement. Both of them making it through no problem. Lot of potential here. What's Szop gonna do with it? Oh, I really like that wire! Wow, forcing not only a tighter timing, but being intentional with the wall jump on the left side of that gray block. That could be a killer. Now, Kreutz is known. Kreutz is known for how good he is at precision and how much he likes to set it up, so I do not blame Szop even a little bit for placing that arrow, getting rid of that NST. Wow, but wait a moment. Kreutz! All of his life's down. Szop already with the lead 3 turns in. Now, there's a lot of time. There's a lot of time for Kreutz to make this comeback. And a player this strong, I'm definitely not willing to count him out quite yet. But that's difficult. Making a comeback like this is far from easy. Now, where is Kreutz going to add this spike ball? He needs to be making it as difficult as he reasonably can. Because Szop has shown how good he is at that first setup, and Kreutz died with it 3 times. So if you're not able to block that off or make it any easier, you need to be making the rest of the level difficult enough that Szop probably isn't going to be scoring. Because if Szop gets that point lead to 2-0, this is going to be a mountain to climb. Kreutz taking it slow, waiting till he gets the right timing, but he pressed right a little bit too early. I don't know if either of them know about this, but there's definitely a trick. There's definitely a trick that makes this setup a lot easier. If you just use 2 directional neutral jump. And there it is. Kreutz makes it. Szop lost all of his lives, and I don't think the rest of the map is that difficult yet. Yeah, wow. And things like that. That is exactly why you can't count a player like Kreutz out. Scoreboard's not updating. That should work. Okay. Now we're good. Soup with an amazing opportunity here, but he misses that Kiata. He was definitely far enough to go for that jump. That is unfortunate. If I'm Soup, I'm kicking myself over that one because he had already done the difficult part of that setup. He had gotten to the safe part of the right side of that crossbow. All he had was one Kiata separating him from a likely point. Now, am I seeing things, or is that a forced corner boost? How many blocks is that? Oh, no, not a forced corner boost. I will say that is a really difficult setup. That spike ball into the one block squeeze. It's certainly not easy, but I think a setup like that probably favors Kreutz. I don't think that was a bad placement by him at all. Soup really setting the pace of this match. Kreutz still making it through. Soup almost gets the one block squeeze. He had the precision, he had the Kiata jump, but just barely both of them can't eke that one out. Neither of them wants to be the one going first. Which is crazy to me because both of them are clearly really good at a setup like that. You know, if you have that confidence, go for it. Moment of truth here. Wow, Kreutz! That was brilliant. I think most people are going to struggle to see what Kreutz just did. But the way Kreutz did that, oh my goodness. I'm actually impressed that he came up with that because I never in a million years would have thought to do that under pressure. He plinked his input so that he could do one frame of walking to the right and then pressed left so that he's pressing both directions, which evens out all directional input. And doing, oh my, that is such a smart way of doing such precision. But even so, Soup says, not quite yet, pal. You're not scored on me. This is an even game through and through. Soup really struggling. Can't figure out how to place it. Crazy spike ball placement by Kreutz. Ooh, that is tricky. Wow. I really like the idea of getting into that gap so that you can use the slide up to get a quick momentum boost. That is smart. Can Kreutz do this? This might be his own undoing because he's the one who set up such ridiculous difficulty. He was extremely close though, I gotta say. Interesting mortar. I feel like that's gonna get instantly sucked up by the black hole, but I definitely could be wrong about that one. Soup opting to take out that setup in the end. Not necessarily a bad idea, but I will say, Kreutz made it there last round, and Soup did. You know, if he's taking away the difficulty, all things play out the same as last round, Kreutz is gonna score. Don't mind those wires, not one bit. Soup with a really unfortunate early death there. Oh, and Kreutz going a little bit too fast. Whoa! Using the black wall on the left there is genius. Kreutz getting the half block. Are you kidding me? There's so much going on. I can't even keep track. Wow. This, I mean, this is crazy. That setup right at the end there. That one block squeeze after those two spike balls in the top right corner. 2 rounds in a row. Kreutz has made that setup more difficult than it was before. And both rounds, Kreutz was the one who made it that far and died because of how difficult it is. If Kreutz didn't make it as hard as it is, Kreutz would have already won the game 3-1. You know, people like to say a lot of the time that UCH is a game purely of execution. Oh, it's all about the muscle memory. But I mean, look at that. Just a single small change in your decision making in building, Kreutz would be waiting for his next set in the winner's bracket. He would have won by now. Even so, Kreutz looking extremely confident. Wow, and he makes it! Let me be the first to tell you, that precision is not easy. I think calling it difficult is an understatement. Put me in this game, put Prime Coldheart in this game, put Kiata in this game. I don't know that even a single one of them is hitting that. That is seriously impressive to me. I feel like for years now, there's been kind of a standard in the way we approach movement in this game. You know, you always hold sprint, you go for your NSTs. There aren't really many opportunities for you to use alternative forms of movement, but in the last year or so, maybe even a little bit more, I feel like I've been seeing stuff like that. So much more popping up, where like, Kreutz, instead of going for like a Kiata jump with standard sprint into NST, he's going for an alternative form of movement where he's using the backwards wall jump and just a single frame of walking to the right to give him a unique angle that otherwise you could never achieve. And I think that's the future of the game. I think that's where high-level play is headed. If you watch people like Bidu, stuff like that pops up all the time, where he'll just move in a way that you never even considered, but it produces a more optimal trajectory. But wait a minute. Soup brings it back. This game is tied again, 2-2. Are we going to be seeing a repeat of our match earlier, Masrock versus Vid? This is a nail-biter. Kreutz knows what his win condition is here. He knows what his win condition is. That setup is something that only he and a few other people could ever hope to do. Unbelievably difficult. And while Soup is an extremely strong player who I think has the potential to make big upsets... Okay, why did that update twice? While Soup is really strong, has the potential to make upsets, I think in terms of pure mechanical ability, Kreutz is for sure a level above. So setups like that, those 2 spike balls are really, really good. Wow. A little bit of building battle going on there. Kreutz baiting out Soup. Kreutz putting his dynamite in the bottom left corner of the screen so that Soup is off guard. So that at last minute, Kreutz can bring it back up and be ready to bomb it. But the moment of truth is we're still waiting on it. Can Kreutz get this up? He's done it 2 times already, and that alone is exceptionally impressive. But now, tied 2-2, the pressure as high as it is, can he keep it up? Both of them, same spot, 1 life apiece. Tied 2-2. I'm amazed at the quality of games we're seeing today. And Kreutz hits it! Are you kidding me? Szop is on to his last life. This is do or die. He's had the opportunity to see how Kreutz went about it. So now, this is where that top player difference is going to come into effect. Because I know for a fact, if somebody like Kiara, someone like Pasio, someone like Ember, if they were watching the way that Kreutz went about doing that setup, I'm pretty confident that in a little bit of time, they'd be able to emulate it. But Szop has a little bit less competitive experience. Can he do it? And he dies! Kreutz barely edges it out 3-2. That was a set. That dynamite was crazy. What a match from those two. Incredibly impressive stuff. Again, we're going to be going into a little bit of a break while I prepare the next match. See you soon.